What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. In today's video, we've got an update on Adama Traore that we've not heard of in a little while, plus big updates on the future of Jack Harrison at Manchester City and also John Stones to look forward to. But before we crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content and you want to help support my channel, then subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. We smashed past 7,000 subscribers, much appreciated everyone, thank you so much. We're now aiming for 8,000 subscribers, so any help towards that will be much appreciated. Don't forget also, you can find my social media links in the description below and popping up on screen. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, my email also in the description below too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any business inquiries, then that'd be much appreciated. Don't forget, we're doing daily Manchester City transfer updates when the transfer window does open at the end of the season. And so, a good business opportunity, so email in the description below if you want to hit me up for any business inquiries. Don't forget also, leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. We've smashed past 300 likes on both my videos, where I've aimed for 250 likes, so I think that's insane. I'm not going to aim for 300 likes for this video, just purely because I find that we're just hitting the videos and peaks, and so we're just going to increase it by 10. So let's see if we can hit 260 likes, so that would be much appreciated. And don't forget also, leave your thoughts in the comments below of these transfers. And just before we crack on with this video, Manchester City tonight play Newcastle United. Kick-off time, 6 PM British summer time. So make sure you tune in for my live watch-along, which will be going live 15 minutes before kick-off at 5:45 PM BST, if you want to go and follow me and watch me and do my watch-along and hear all my thoughts and be able to have some great interaction. Really looking forward to that tonight, so stay tuned for that. And so, let's crack on with this video. Let's start with the outs first. Let's speak about Jack Harrison. Leeds United fans will be, in particular, interested in this story. Now, Football Insider are reporting that Leeds United will, that's the important word, will take up their option to make Jack Harrison's move permanent to Leeds United at the end of the season if, there's the next key word, they are promoted to the Premier League. Leeds United are having an excellent season. It is likely that they could finally be promoted back to the Premier League, and if that does happen, one of the transfers they're wanting to make permanent is their loan move for Jack Harrison from Manchester City to transfer over to Ellen Road across the Pennines to go and play for Leeds United on a permanent basis. Football Insider reported that the fee is believed to be below £10 million. I don't know if that's miles below 10 million or just below 10 million, but Leeds United, it's going to be less than 10 million for them to sign Jack Harrison. And like I said, if they get promoted to the Premier League, they're going to have parachute payments, they're going to have Premier League sponsorship money, that £10 million I'm sure they can spare to be able to sign someone like Jack Harrison, who has had an excellent season out on loan in the Championship at Leeds United. And if he doesn't join Leeds United on a permanent basis, they decide if they do get promoted they don't want to sign Jack Harrison, or if they don't get promoted and decide they can't afford Jack Harrison, I imagine there'll be lots of suitors out there, because he's had an outstanding season for Leeds United this season. And so the future looking very bright for Jack Harrison, although it looks like his future will be away from Manchester City. Now we've got an update on John Stones. The Telegraph's been reporting that Pep Guardiola, he's going to have a sit down and talk with John Stones about his future. Pep has spoken about this a little bit in his pre-match press conference against Newcastle United, saying that he thinks John Stones is a wonderful football player, he's a lovely guy, and he wants to sit down with him at the end of the season to discuss what the future holds for him. This is of course in the fallout of John Stones being rumoured, put that out there, unhappy at Manchester City because he's fallen down the pecking order. He's believed to be 5th choice centre-back at Manchester City. However, like I said, I'm doing my watch-along for that Newcastle game. It is believed that John Stones will be starting at centre-back in that game. It could be one of the last times that we see John Stones in a Manchester City shirt. It may well be the last time we see John Stones in a Manchester City shirt. He's looked low on confidence. He's looked a shadow of his former self. I think he's a wonderful football player. I'm hoping he can have a really good game in this game, get a few more starts under his belt from now until the end of the season, put in an impressive performance, and then go from there and see what happens. I don't know if this is City giving John Stones one final chance, or City are potentially putting John Stones out there to see if they can find some potential suitors for him. If we're talking price, it is believed City are looking for around £40 million for John Stones. Arsenal have been rumoured to be interested, along with Everton, to a return back to his former club. So there we go. That has been the out. We're going to move on to the ins instead, and we've got an update on my update from yesterday in terms of Thiago of Bayern Munich. Now, David Ornstein was speaking yesterday, so let's just recap quickly. He was saying that Manchester City are not interested in bringing in Thiago to City, and that he looks set to sign for Liverpool is the latest update that we've got. And we've had a little bit more just digging beneath the surface, and apparently Thiago has no interest in working with Pep Guardiola again, and Pep Guardiola apparently has absolutely no interest in working with Thiago again. Now, I don't know what their relationship was like at Bayern Munich, but that's really interesting if it's true. It seems that I'd have thought someone like Thiago would thrive under Pep Guardiola. He's a ball-playing midfielder. He's a wonderful football player. He's a technical player. A player that would be perfect for Pep. So I wonder if it's something to do with work rate. I know that he's had some bad injuries previously. I don't know. I don't understand it. I'd have thought Pep would have been keen, but it seems that neither of them are interested in working with each other. And so if that is true, that's that. Definitely isn't signing for Manchester City. It's one of them things, though, it seems, with Pep Guardiola. Players either really want to play for him, they love playing for him, and would be interested wherever he went in always returning to go and learn under Pep. Players like Dani Alves, for example, like that, they love Pep Guardiola. Lionel Messi as well, they love Pep, they love working with him. Footballing genius. Then there's others, we've seen it. Yaya Toure, for example. Thiago seems to be another that just don't seem to have enjoyed their time under Pep Guardiola. So, yeah, like I said, don't seem to be a happy medium when working with Pep. You either love working with him or you hate it. Imagine it's all down to work rate. Pep will work you really hard, always looking for perfection, always looking for you to better yourself. And like I said, some players will thrive, some won't. Just one of them things. And I imagine it's the same with Thiago looking set to sign for Liverpool. With Jurgen Klopp, he'll demand lots of work rate. He'll demand the best. He will. He's a top-class manager, just like Pep. That is their mentality that they have. And so, yeah, if that was his problem with Pep, then a move to Liverpool probably doesn't make sense for Thiago either. But we'll see what happens with his future. Instead, we're going to move on because we've got a little update on Kalidou Koulibaly. Comes in the form of Sports Witness, who are reporting that at this moment in time, there's just one team that's really interested in Kalidou Koulibaly this summer, and that is Manchester City. There's other clubs that have poked their nose in that are having a little bit of interest, but Manchester City are the team that are taking it most seriously. City apparently have identified one of two centre-backs that they're interested in this summer, and it is believed that Kalidou Koulibaly is one of them two centre-backs that Manchester City will be targeting this summer. So it's all about City being able to make that move, negotiate a price, and getting a reasonable price with what City deem fit. Napoli, we know previously, have looked for around €90 million. City, I believe, are probably willing to go as high as around 60 towards £70 million. So we'll have to see if Napoli give or take. Napoli will be waiting to see if there's any more interest so they can drum up Koulibaly's price. If not, then they may well be willing to settle. I'm surprised Man City are willing to go into negotiations with Napoli, but there we go. Now, Sports Witness did add on to the end of their article, and this is extremely interesting, that Koulibaly, we already know this, is really happy in Naples and he's enjoying his football at Napoli. And he wants a new contract and he wants paying more. He wants a better wage. Now, Aurelio De Laurentiis, I hope that's how you say his name, he's the guy that's in charge at Napoli anyway, they are not looking to offer him a new contract. They're not willing to break their wage structure to offer him a new deal. And Napoli, at this moment in time, with Koulibaly reaching his peak, they're happy to cash in and use that investment towards their own squad to bring in a couple of other players, including a Koulibaly replacement, which is what I was speaking about yesterday, with them getting linked with that duo from Lille in terms of that striker and also a defender in Gabriel as well. And so Napoli, doing a typical Italian style, sign players for cheap, develop them, sell them high. That's always what they're looking for. Italian teams are very good at doing this. I mean, just look how little we got for Edin Dzeko, and if Roma had chosen to decide a couple of seasons ago, they could have doubled, tripled what they'd paid for him. They obviously chose not to, but I'm just saying that they could have. So yeah, that is the Italian transfer strategy, and that is where we're at with our Koulibaly update. Instead now, we're going to move on to the real meat, Adama Traore. ESPN, they're reporting Manchester City and Juventus are having a good look at bringing in Adama Traore of Wolves this summer. Barcelona have been mentioned too. Apparently, though, they've dropped out of the race, and it's Manchester City and Juventus competing with each other to potentially try and bring in Traore. Now, Traore apparently wants Champions League football. It hinges on Champions League football. Wolves may miss out on Champions League football for next season, and if that's the case, Traore may look to move to fulfill his ambitions and try and play in the highest competitive football leagues as possible, which includes competing at the top of the Premier League and, of course, on a regular basis playing Champions League as well. Manchester City, of course, we are banned from the Champions League. We've got our CAS verdict coming in next week, so we're waiting upon that to see if we've got Champions League to look forward to or not. So I imagine a move for Adama Traore relies on what happens with CAS. It won't be the only deal at Manchester City. We'll wait to see what happens with that, to see where the water lies, and then see which players are interested in joining Manchester City. There's players out there that will want to play in the Champions League, and if City cannot offer that for them for 2 seasons, then they might look elsewhere, particularly if there's interest elsewhere, like Juventus, for example, with Adama Traore. Now, in terms of price for this deal, Mark Ogden at ESPN was reporting that Wolves now, instead of £100 million in this current pandemic economic climate, are looking for around £80 million. Of course, financial fair play has been given a waiver for this year, and so Man City, if they wanted to, could spend big and not be punished if they want to. I don't see City breaking their wage structure and their transfer strategy, though, to bring in players, but I do see us this summer breaking our transfer record to bring in a player. My personal feeling, though, is that that is going to come in defence rather than in attack. And it is believed that Manchester City, according to Sam Lee, are having a look at attackers as well this summer. That could include a striker, potentially with Gabriel Jesus being used more as a winger and that replacement for Leroy Sané, and instead City then looking for a long-term replacement, shall we say, for Sergio Aguero instead. I'm going to keep my eyes on all these developments. I'm finding it really interesting, but we've got Adama Traore back on the agenda and back being mentioned. He's a player that, in my opinion, has been a little bit inconsistent, but he's powerful, he's quick, he's suit important games, in particular big games in where teams are going to play high lines, the games against Liverpool, the games against teams like Chelsea, Manchester United, the teams that are going to want to, at times, take it to Manchester City, and so we're going to need quality players that are capable of hurting these teams, and the pace of Adama Traore, the power and accuracy that he possesses, can cause problems. Like I said, looking for more consistency from Traore. If we're going to spend £80 million on an attacker, I'd look for them to be near enough the complete package. And whilst I like Traore, I think he's had some excellent games against City. I think he lacked consistency at times, and I just don't think £80 million would match where he's at in his football. I'm not saying he's not capable of getting there. Certainly he is. He's a wonderful football player, just looking for that more consistency. Pep might feel confident that he can do that, and City might spend big. I do not know. I'd love to know your thoughts of this in the comments below. So there we go, that's been the video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed this video, aiming for 260 likes, so any help towards that will be much appreciated. Don't forget also, leave your thoughts in the comments below of these transfers. Don't forget also, subscribe if you're new around here, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. And don't forget also, you can check out my social media links in the description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. I imagine I'll be back again tomorrow for another transfer update, and also don't forget we've got that live match watch along on my channel being streamed 5:45 PM BST. Stay tuned for that. I'll see you all again this evening. So I've been JSGC. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Hope everyone's safe and well too. Peace. Ciao for now.